Hello, sorcerers. My name is Chance. Welcome to my spellbook, and thank you so much for tuning into the 10th and arguably final episode of the Sorcerer Metamagic series. I was giving it a lot of thought, and I was chatting with some old friends, and I don't know if Wizards of the Coast is gonna add in any more metamagics to 5e. I hope they do, and there's tons of homebrew metamagics out there that are quite good, and I might do a couple of them in the distant future. But I was giving a Transmuted spell a lot of thought, and I really do think that this metamagic in particular was meant to address kind of a lot of homebrew stuff that was going on, and outside of that, I can't really think of any potential metamagic ideas that Wizards of the Coast would take seriously. I don't know, just speculation on my part, but seeing as how the game's been out for so long already and we're only getting recent additions now, and a lot of these Transmuted spell for sure at least seems to be addressing homebrew stuff, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But in any case, we're talking about Transmuted spell today. This is the second and final metamagic that was added in during the Tasha's Cauldron of Everything book. If you'd like to watch the playlist in its entirety, you can do so by clicking on that little eye icon up top there, or watching the video until the end and clicking on one of the end screens. In any case, let's dive right into its description here. When you cast a spell that deals a type of damage from the following list, you can spend one sorcery point to change that damage to one of the other listed types: acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, or thunder. And that's really all there is to it. It's really simple, but it lends itself for not only some interesting damage opportunities, but some absolutely awesome thematic elements. And I'll get into what I mean by that in a little bit here, but just really want to point out and put emphasis: if the spell doesn't initially deal one of those damage types, you can't convert it into one of these damage types. So like Eldritch Blast, for example, deals force damage. You can't convert it to one of these other types. You could, if it dealt acid damage, you could, but it doesn't, so you can't. So yeah. Now let's move on to my personal thoughts. So at a glance, this is definitely best used for just spells that deal a ton of damage, really. So Fireball is going to be the obvious choice for this. Unlike a couple of the other metamagics, there's no cap on what kind of a spell this can be used for. So, yeah, bear that in mind. This will lead to a little bit of metagaming as far as like stat blocks and resistances and things of that nature are concerned. But I feel like a large part for the addition of Transmuted spell is that a lot of people are just straight up homebrewing. Which isn't a problem at your own table, but it is a problem when you get to things like Adventures League. And especially with the Draconic Bloodline Sorcerer, where they do get special perks for dealing special damage types, it's really difficult to pick a damage type that works with the flavor of your character if it doesn't necessarily make sense with the best or with the better spells in the game. Fireball, of course, being the obvious example. However, in addition to that, I think it makes for some excellent thematic elements that could come into play. For example, what if you use this with a spell like Call Lightning, right? Where it just rains down lightning bolts. But what happens if you change that damage type to, I don't know, like Fire? Which is doable using this metamagic. You could flavor it where the sky starts to rain down firing droplets, and every once in a while a bunch of them focus on one person. I don't know, or like a fire tornado briefly appears over one individual. It's really nice. I like it. I think it's cool. I'm 100% going to be using it for some one-shots. I don't know if it really fits with my character, just because, as I'm sure you're tired of hearing, I play a lot of support-based casters, but man, is this cool. And not to mention the obvious, it just provides a ton of versatility. Especially when you get to higher levels and things like resistances and immunities start to factor in. This is a great way to still be a valid caster, even if you did build your build around one or two different damage types. It'll always keep you in the fight. And I really like that. So long as you have sorcery points, but if you're at higher levels, odds are you're going to have sorcery points to spare anyways, so there's that. That being said, let me know what you think of Transmuted Spell down beneath in the comment section. Be sure to mention any thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns you have regarding it, as well as any cool ideas or build concepts. In addition, let me know if you think Wizards is going to come out with any new Metamagics. I don't think it's going to be, if it does happen, I don't think it's going to be anytime soon, but I don't know. After talking about it, I think there's a strong argument for there not being any more in 5e, maybe in 6e, but there's not really a lot we know about 6e. I don't even want to touch on it. But in any case, let me know what you think. And if you'd like to get access to a free one-shot, use code WELCOME over at the Guildhall, links in the description, and get yours. In addition, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and as always, happy casting.